subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. I'm down. Let's get into it. Let's farm a video out of this one, but unironically, this could be interesting. So after they traded, HLTV had a chance to catch up with EliGE. Congratulations. Oh my God, they interviewed him right after winning over 500. How did you feel about beating 500, then losing to 9 right after? All right, anyway. Feel good overall. I think this is a good tournament to just get some reps. And we've had practically no practice. We've had 3 days of practice. Wait, is this like...
So, first of all, congratulations after your first
perfect.
win over 500.
Like I don't have to read.
How do you feel after the first match in the new lineup?
Feel good overall. It was. I think that this is a good tournament for us to just get some reps on. We've had practically no practice. We've had 3 days of practice overall. This is the shortest amount of pracs that I've ever had before, starting actual matches. So definitely not ideal, but I think that I'm kind of treating this as just practice. Of course, we need 5 games for the VRS, so we are obviously trying our best to win, but we are limited on what we can do. And yeah, overall, good first match for us.
Honestly, I'm not listening to that the whole time. After 2 years apart from playing under FaZe and Complexity, you turn into the org where you spent most of your years. How do you feel about it all? Feels really nice to come back to Liquid. It's the best org. There's a lot of things I miss and appreciate from my time at Liquid, so being back with the guys is really nice. Of course, it's a different lineup aside from Naf, who's still here, but overall, I'm super, except for Naf. Naf is somehow just always there. No. I think they have a lot of really good stuff, and it's been really easy for me to integrate. It's pretty much learning and getting reps, and I think that we have a really bright future. I mean, we're just saying the same things over again. Anything interesting in you from your perspective? How was it playing in FaZe, and what do you think wasn't working properly? I think it was obviously difficult. I was trying my best in terms of trying to accommodate what they want before I joined. They actually wanted a new perspective on how they wanted to play. When I was talking to Kerrigan, he liked the ideas. I talked about like the structure I like and what I think is useful. I thought it could be good additions, and he thought so too. Then I felt like after a month, it wasn't pretty much wanted anymore. Damn. They said, yeah, we're not winning. Fuck you. No. Kerrigan Two-Face confirmed. Well, we could do the childish version, which is like, ooh, Kerrigan doesn't like EliGE. Or we can do the more realistic version, which is with VRS, with current Counter-Strike landscape. You ain't got time to fuck around, bro. Like, if you start losing a lot, or if you feel like you're not like actually seeing an improvement in the team, you don't have much time to like sit there and see if things work. You kind of have to make decisions quickly and stick to them, because if you do, you end up like tumbling. Afterwards, I tried my best to do what they wanted to do. I think that I did a pretty good job overall with that. I tried super hard. I think I had a good mental for most of the year. There were ups and downs, but I think it was just a good learning experience for me trying to make it work. At the end of the day, we didn't get the results we wanted, and that's why we ended up moving on from each other. Also, with the difference how we look at the game, they wanted something new and then kind of didn't after a short while. It's completely fine. Now I'm here at Liquid, and I'm pretty happy. I'm sure there is like when you lose in competitive environments, it's hard not to have like a little bit of like, you just don't have good experiences with people. If you're in a competitive environment with 4 other people and you're not winning, like people just, it's kind of like, it's frustrating to be around those people too, because even if you don't like necessarily think it's all their fault, you're all part of like one giant problem and you can't figure out how to fix it. So I do think that I'm not necessarily surprised to hear that like after a month, they're like, we can't really let's just, they probably didn't even say anything. They probably just they probably after a month wanted his input less. The new team smell probably went away and people reverted back to what they were comfortable with, and both sides weren't comfortable with that. I know people love a good bad guy in every scenario, but that doesn't mean somebody is like a horrible person. That just means that a competitive environment with your clashing ideas, you couldn't find a way to make it work, and it just ended up with poor results, and you no longer wanted to play together anymore. And you probably do not remember that time fondly of either person or perspective, because you fucking lost a lot in a competitive environment. That's just fucking awful. Nobody wants to lose. What did you manage to learn from such an experience alongside an in-game leader like Kerrigan? I think that his reads for the game are definitely really strong. He's a good mid-round IGL, really creative, and can make a lot of things happen. That's his greatest strength, his creativity, and being able to manage a bunch of different players all at the same time and making those micros happen. When he's really feeling it, I think he can make some really incredible plays and things happen. That's something that's not easy for other people to learn. Played with a lot of IGLs in my career, and I think that talent is pretty unique to Kerrigan for sure. You already said you didn't have a lot of time for practice, but from your perspective, how does the potential and strength look for this team at this moment? That's pretty... Yeah, how do you feel about this team you just joined? I think we're ass. All right, anyway. I'm obviously biased and very optimistic. Yeah. We're on the same page of how we talk about CS, which is really nice. The structure is something I'm familiar with, very used to already. So I feel like it's one of the easier slot ins ever in terms of me being completely familiar with the system. There's not really a lot of differences at all, I'd say. It's just me having to learn what I need to in terms of names, callouts, protocols, and we're completely on board with all the same things. Overall, that's already a good fit. In terms of the guys on the team, I think we have a really good fit outside of the game already. Everybody's been super open to everything because it's new team smell. And everyone's just been incredibly nice and open ideas because everybody's putting their best foot forward. EliGE, sorry. This is just normal. I know he's just answering the question. He has to, and this is 100% real. But I also need you guys to know that like this is why we have like the honeymoon phases of things. This is prime honeymoon phase all the time. Even right now, I have to do a little bit more freestyle with the names, and I think that Shui is doing a good job of filling the gaps. If I say something, they use a word for that matches with, yeah. So basically, when the comms get a little weird, Shui is the one kind of bridging the gap. Everyone feels open to ideas and how things are called and how we want to work on things. I haven't had a lot of practice right now. I'm just pretty much focusing on what they have already and not trying to deviate too much when we're playing the game. I'm trying to make whatever reads or calls happen, but whatever they already have, I'm just trying to stick to that. What's your goal for the upcoming major? For me, it would be great if we could get to the semifinals or higher. Excuse me? I want whatever the fuck EliGE is smoking. This guy's got the good shit. What the fuck? EliGE is my new dealer. Mods, immediately get his contact info and I need to know his supplier. That shit goes crazy. Props to him for being that confident. But my God, dude, I feel like these are two conflicting things, no? I mean, I guess it's fine that that's his goal, but like, okay. He does say for me, and it would be great. So, I mean, I think EliGE is just being very optimistic, and I get it from, okay, so honestly, wait, let me think about it more like this. In EliGE's career, that would be the furthest he's ever made it in a major, right? Yeah, so, okay. Let me actually not try to do the sensational farming Twitch chat thing. I think he personally wants to try to get to or surpass his previous best result in a major. And then I think he's trying to be optimistic but open-minded about what might happen with the team goals and where the team's at. But also, what is your goal for the upcoming major? And then just seeing the word semifinal or higher, just because these are the right things to say right here, right? This is what you want to say with no practice. Think he wants to win a major? No. I'm not shaming anybody for wanting to win a fucking major, dude. Obviously he does. I'm just saying, when I was originally reading this, I'm like thinking of like what his expectations are for Liquid, and it's like, dude, that's pretty lofty. Like it's not impossible, but they would have to have a monumental rise, right? Like that's why I'm not shaming fucking EliGE for wanting to win the major. I think that's always the goal. But yeah, then for the major, I think we have good amount of time. It's a month and a half or 2 months. That should be enough time for us to be ready enough for the major. How many tournaments do they actually have though? Because they're not in Pro League. CS Asia Championship, also known as CAC. Okay, we don't know who's at PGL Masters Bucharest yet. No Chengdu. Maybe Rivals. Can you just see what events are on the team page? Maybe, I don't know. I think it's not. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I guess because the invites haven't gone out. No, you're right. So I didn't miss it though. That's just not like, that's a lot of practice and not a lot of officials, man. Listen, I'm number one EliGE Glazer, dude. These events we're gonna be playing is really good for us for learning what we want to work and see where we are as a team. I think we could realistically see ourselves being in the semifinals or higher. That's how high hopes I have from the team and how good of a fit everyone is. Yeah, true. They'll be at Fragadelphia. That's why it all got leaked. I mean, props to him, dude, for being confident. Like, I hope they have that success. I'm not really preying on his downfall. I think that's a bit lofty considering how, I mean, dude, like, Liquid has not had a good year. And EliGE with FaZe did not have a great year either. So, yeah, that's just, I mean, dude, they were literally 29th before Fisher. That's just a lot. I don't know. We'll see. Listen, man, I'm all about copium, but that's a lot of fucking copium. I don't know. I guess if we end up uploading this, subscribe to the fl0m clips and highlights, and let me know if you think that EliGE has gone absolutely insane.